Why, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base, and something special has happened. Right after last episode, a new release came out again, so soon after the last couple ones. In which case, if I hit F3 here, you'll see the new update, Minecraft 2.0. It's insane. Oh my gosh, this is... You know all those times I said that this is probably the biggest update ever? That this is probably the biggest. I don't know how they could top it. Well, this is probably the biggest update. Not even lying. Oh my gosh, there is so much to talk about. In which case, you're probably already seeing one of the biggest ones yet. Let me just come up here and go to sleep here for a second. But there is so many things to talk about. So many things that are going to be affecting us here in this world. Let me, first off, start by grabbing a thing of flint and steel to show off the very first part of all of this. So, if I come all the way out here, you can see that, for starters, there is now a new mechanic in the game. It finally got introduced. Was introduced a couple years late, back when the series first started. Notch had introduced this idea that I was getting a little worried about, but I've had time to rest on it, so I think it's a very awesome idea now. But what it is there is now torch burnout. So after a little bit of time, a torch will completely go out. So all of the things that I've done here with this torch grid and stuff, that's all now completely useless, which is awesome. So now, what I need to do, if I want to keep a torch lit, what I want to do is go over, click on it, and click on it with a flint and steel. It will still go out after some time, but it's now more realistic, which is exactly what this game needs, is realism. So that is exciting, is that we finally get torch burnout. So that's something I'm looking very excited for. But that's not the only thing. If I head all the way up here into my main base, if I go over to my valuables chest, I also do have to keep an eye on lighting. I should probably go through a couple of areas and relight them, because some of the main lighting has been lost. But if I head over here and grab some coal and head over to this area and do some crafting, we get a coal block. The coal block is a very interesting add. So we get a little bit more of a dark block that lines up with the other valuables blocks that have been added to the game. So along with the emerald block, the diamond block, the iron block, all of those, we get the coal block. So nice little addition there. Another thing that was added is with the glass. So if I grab some of this and head all the way down to this area, I think I can grab one of these. And we'll go over to this little crafting table over here. We get tinted glass. In which case, whoo boy, look at this stuff. Oh man. So this is basically just glass, but it's been colored. There is one for each of the colors in the game. So after I place down these, if I go over here, open up this chest, grab my flour, and turn that into that. Then over here, grab this and put this down. Boom. Now is red tinted glass. So nice little addition to the game. Gives us the ability to make colorized windows, which, considering how there is only one shade of window, which is clear, that is a good change. So we can get non-clear windows. Another cool thing that was added to the game is with the sheep farm. So if I were to just go through this little sheep farm here, and if I have a golden apple on me, I can go over to a sheep and click on the sheep, and it will begin to float. And if I break this little block here, he will float away. So that is a nice little trick there. I can get my sheep to just completely go away in the event I don't really want them, or in the option I want to make sure my sheep don't eat any more grass. Like, I'm tired of them growing wool. I don't want to farm their wool anymore. I can click on them, and they can fly up, and now they're not able to eat their grass anymore. So I just can have them floating up there. It doesn't even use the golden apple. I can just do this on all of them, and I don't have to worry about replacing the golden apple ever. So I just go through here, click on each individual one of them. I don't want you farming wool anymore. Just go away. Now I have a floating sheep farm. So that is a nice little thing that I can do with that. And another thing that was added to the game, I think, is going to be a big boost to the actual graphics of this game, because as of recently, you know that I had to do a whole big lighting change because they kind of messed up the lighting. But it's good to see that they're going back and they're making good. They're actually adding a new thing to the game that will help improve the graphics. So if I open up the escape menu, go to options, go to video settings, and go to Super HD graphics and turn that on, we now have a Super HD option to help us with the actual game. In which case, I think this looks amazing. I love the little differences and the actual improvements that we can see in this actual kind of world here that this is adding on to. So this base is already looking so much better now with the new HD graphics, so I think this is an amazing change overall to the actual game. So I'm kind of really excited about this new HD option. Another cool change that was added to the game is there has been a change to zombie pigmen. Their gold sword has now been replaced with an enchanted sign. I found some over here, coincidentally enough, at the episode list. So now they are going to be holding a little sign while they're inside this hole. So I think flavor-wise alone, this is an absolute win. This is an absolute fantastic idea. So now when I'm walking down this hall, I will get little zombie pigmen holding signs. Maybe they'll place them and update my episodes for me because I'm so bad with it. So that's probably going to be a nice little thing that they'll be doing there. So, oh, so excited about that one. Also, look at that. They're just coming around here. Look, they're all holding little enchanted signs. So just walk around my base. I'll get to see zombie pigmen with those signs. It's so nice to see them holding far superior weapons. So that's a really nice change. Now, another cool thing that was added to the game is going to be over here in the Redstone area, in which case if I pull out 3 TNT, go over here and put in it over here, we get TNT Slab. I think this is based off of the types of dynamite you see in Ethiopia, so I think this is what that's named after, so I think that's a very odd reference to be putting here in this game, but nonetheless, I think it's pretty cool. In which case, what it is a TNT half slab. So, it should be the same as a half slab, but if I get myself a detonator, it can light it up, and when it explodes, it summons an anvil. Nice and good for use. Almost killed me there, so we're going to pretend like that didn't happen, but now I have a free anvil to make do with what I will. So that is a nice little resource that I can use there. So if I want to get some more TNT, I can use that to turn into an anvil. And possibly maybe I'll die, but who cares about that? That's not what this is about. This is about getting free anvils. Another thing added to the game was, if I go over here to my cobble supply, pick up some of that, then probably want to stack that up. I want to go over here to my redstone, grab a piece of redstone, and then head over to here, make a nice little arch, and add in a piece of redstone, and we get the new item, the flopper. The last update or so, they added a thing called the dropper, and it was cool and all, but dispensers already did the same thing, so what they did is they replaced it with the flopper. So if I come over here and put down that, get myself a redstone signal, and let's throw in my diamond pick, for example. If I were to put down this lever and click it, it flops out a fish. It consumes the item that I put in, so I did lose that pick, so it's a bit of a sad thing. It was one of my Silk Touch picks, so... but I think showing off this little cool flopper dad is a lot more important than what that pick ever was. So now instead of that pick, I can use a fish to punch down all my blocks. So I think that's a nice little cool change. I can turn all of my cool items into fish. Like if I wanted to get my diamonds over here, for example, like let's grab some diamonds here, put that over here, and I can turn all of them into fish. Which, oh man, let me tell you, when I was trying to farm fish several episodes ago, I wish I could do this. I could turn all my diamonds into fish. Man, that would be so good for villager trades. Hoo-wee. Another important change is going to be with the furnaces. So if I throw my raw fish in there along with some coal, there was a couple of changes with how the furnace works. So I'm just going to sit here and watch this for a little bit as I explain it. But all that fish I just got, I am now cooking up. But they changed furnaces to be more realistic, just like everything else. All of this stuff being added for realism. I like to think of it as a realism update because of the 2.0 changes. But furnaces now have a new thing that happens when you put in enough items into them. So you know previously how I used this whole furnace array to make multiple stacks and stacks of items at a time. That's super unrealistic. You couldn't just throw mass amounts of stone or mass amounts of, like, sand into a furnace and expect it to cook for hours on end with no problem. That's not what they're designed to do. That's clearly breaking the design of what a furnace is meant to do. You can't just use them and cook with them. No, you have to know the limitations of them. They're going to produce things like large amounts of smoke, like what's happening over here, but other things might happen if you cook them for long enough. They might just explode. So I think this is a nice, cool change. It keeps me more limited in the things I can do. I can't just use these furnaces or else I might wind up burning down my base like I've just done. So that's a nice little limitation that I have to keep in mind for the future, or I can wind up causing things like this to happen to my base. So I have to be extra careful with what I'm doing, or I could just wind up ruining everything. So I think this is a nice change overall, but I don't lose my fish at least. So at least they're keeping that amount of realism there as well. Alright, so a more terrifying change is going to be what's done to chickens. This can be absolutely terrifying, but it's now more accurate to real chickens now. So if I head in here to come pick up my eggs, be very careful, but there's been some changes made to the chickens, in which case they have been changed from a passive mob to a neutral mob, which is significantly more accurate to real chickens. In which case, if I give them a little look here, you can see they're all swarming around me. If I jump up here, I do have a block on me, like this, and jump. If I looking around, see they're all clustering around me. They are herding against me, possibly to attack. So I have to be a little extra careful with this kind of stuff. From what I understand, so if I go all the way down here and pick up some eggs. Also, if I throw these out around here, like this, and I think if I come around here, by the way, I can show a little bit more of the attacking procedure if I just begin attacking them. Ooh. Come on. Come at me. Fight me. But either way, if I grab the eggs down here and begin throwing them, you might wind up seeing, if I get a little bit more lucky, I just want to make sure to grab all the eggs that are showing up. Nope. There was a new type of chicken added to the game, in which case, the name of the chicken is going to be the, I'm still trying to find it, so that way when I introduce it, you can actually see it. I'm probably going to wind up running out of eggs, because it's a very rare mob, so it's extremely rare, and once you see it, you'll understand why, but the name of the chicken is a diamond chicken, which I am looking very excited for, like, very excited for. Luckily, these chickens lay eggs incessantly, so I can just sit here throwing eggs to my heart's content, trying to find where this chicken is. But once I get one, oh man, this is going to be amazing for farming. You know, all those times I spent hours and hours attempting to actually get myself enough emeralds to trade for diamond picks to mine out that hole. Well, now if I can get one singular chicken, all my answers will be solved. I just have to find that one chicken, but sadly I just didn't get it here. So that's a bit saddening, but what can you do? I was hoping, but I guess these chickens will just have to live free range now. Oh, there's one more egg. It might be this one. Nope. Too sad. They're vicious, I'm telling you. Another notable change was to cows. So if I pull out some wheat here and begin feeding them, you might have noticed a very small change that happened with that cow. But what it has changed is now I can keep feeding things like cows and sheep after they've already bred. I can just keep feeding them. And if I feed them enough, they get overweight. And if I feed them too much, they explode. Which gets me a whole bunch of leather and meat, which honestly is just really good. So now I got a very, very fat cow, and if I feed it one more, it explodes and gets me a whole bunch of resources. So this is now going to completely replace how you kill cows. You just want to overfeed them as much as possible until they explode. This is probably the most humane and farming method to optimize the actual use of your cows per your buck. You just keep feeding them until they all, kaboom, go away. So I think this is an amazing change, especially for farming. I can sit here and just keep farming my cows. I do run out of wheat quite quickly, so now I just have one extraordinarily fat cow and nothing else. But honestly, I think he understands why I've done this and why it's a good change. Another important change that has happened in this game is going to be with redstone. So if I put this down over here, let's put another one over here and over here. Let's line up all of these redstone lines like that. Then put over some of the blocks like this. Then put in this line. If we can get some flickering redstone, in which case new mob spawns. In which case a lot of them spawn. In which case there is going to have to be a thing I quickly do here, and that is go over here and turn on peaceful. I've been actually doing quite a bit of this tour in peaceful because of that. Because that new mob added to the game is the redstone mob. You're going to see one summon every once in a while. They summon at an extraordinarily fast rate whenever there is a burnout or such. In which case, apparently I have a whole bunch of bad redstone in my world. So I was giving part of this tour on hard before my world completely lagged out and crashed. So I have to be doing my world in peaceful mode until I get rid of all my redstone, because I'm just too bad of a redstoner. So I just have to get rid of all of that, or else I'm going to wind up crashing this world some more. So I have to continue playing on peaceful for the rest of this world until I solve that issue. So that's a thing I now have to keep in mind. Another cool change is that they have added a new mob to the game. It's called the Pony. They also added a horse, which is the adult variant, but they added a new thing called the Pony. I didn't bring a saddle, so sadly I can't ride it, but this is a new little mob, which it is rideable. This mob is rideable, so I can put a saddle on it and ride it around. I can ride my own little pony, so I also think if I do some look around, I might be able to find myself a horse. There's more chickens over there. Oh, there's a jungle, I think. Yeah, there's a jungle over there. I didn't know there was a jungle over there. In case you're curious, I'm actually quite close to the base. There's an area next to my base that I don't really explore, so... but it's cool that there's a jungle very close by. I didn't know that. But if I do some more look around... Oh, there's another pony over there. I'm looking for a horse, though. In which case, I'm not quite sure where one would be spawning. Probably not here in the desert. Though, from what I understand, horses are quite well known for the desert folk, aka those cowboys. But I'm not seeing any horses anywhere around here. And there's also one last thing I do want to show to you guys. It's just, I really want to show that horse off before I wind up cutting over to that. More ponies, more ponies. Oh, nope, that's not it. I just was seeing things. But, yeah, there's a new horse added to the game. I'm just having trouble finding it for some reason because I am just being troublesome at exploring. There's more chickens. But, I'm also willing to bet it's probably not going to be here in the desert, despite what I said earlier. So unless I want to travel through the entirety of this desert to find it, I might as well just show you what the last and final thing is. In which case, I kind of want to go over to the jungle for this. So let's head all the way over there. In which case, there was one new and final boss that was added to the game. So, in order to show this off, I want to go somewhere a little bit more kind of... Oh, wait, what's that over there? I'm getting very distracted. I'm just kind of running around the desert, and I'm like, ooh, what's this? What's this? In which case, what's that over there? Ooh, I think it's a swamp. Ooh, that's also probably going to be another good spot to show this off at. Also, I might find a horse in a swamp. There's a good chance I might find a horse in a swamp over a desert. I'm willing to bet that's the chances. In which case, if I head over here, got dealt a little bit of damage, who cares? I'm still in peaceful mode, even though I'm far away from the base. You know, I just never get to play in peaceful mode, so just going to wind up enjoying this for a little bit of time as I'm showing you guys the new things. In which case, not seeing anything, so might as well just, while I'm here, show off what the new boss is like. So, probably want to change myself over to hard mode for this. And what I can do is build up a little 4x4 thing here. Also want to grab the sugarcane here, because I just now realized I forgot to grab ones from the base, but luckily we're in a swamp, so that is good. In which case, what I want to do is I want to put a flower pot right here, and put a flower here, in which case, this is the pink wither. And what it does is, as he goes around, he bone meals all the little grass around here. He follows me around. I'm holding sugar out, and when I feed him sugar, he gets additional heads. So as he goes around here, he's going to wind up bone mealing a lot of the grass here. He's going to be just kind of a lovely little fella here. So this is the pink wither, a new boss in the game. Yep, see, as he shoots to the ground and he bone meals everything around it. So that is a nice, exciting thing that happens. Oh, he's falling down the hole over there. Careful, old fella. But this is the new boss. I'm probably not going to wind up killing him because it's just too nice. Who wants to kill a nice boss that has hearts that float around them? Like, seriously, look at them. But that's the new boss, and I'm very excited about it. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. I really want to spend some more time looking around and enjoying this new update. There's so much added to the game. The biggest update yet, I would say. It's so much added to the game. Also game-changing. A couple of things that they've been wanting to add for years, and a couple of things that is brand new. Some things that I'm sure that they've been leaving on the floor waiting to put into this game, but the players have been thinking, no, I don't think they're ready for it yet. And finally, today was the day. Well, technically a few days ago was the day, because this update dropped almost immediately after the last episode, so I was a bit saddened by I didn't get to show you guys it immediately, so I'm a bit late to the party, you know, just a little bit late. I'm sure everyone else has shown off their videos the day of the update coming out, and I had to wait a few days, you know, just a little bit of time between the update, but man, I'm so excited that this update has finally came out, and I get to have time having fun with it. So I'm going to be having some fun, looking around, enjoying all the new aspects, and hopefully trying to avoid crashing my world some more. Ooh, there's a world chunk. So I hope you guys have fun with the new update, and if you guys have anything you want to see me do with all the new amazing features, please be sure to tell me. I am looking super, super forward to this, so I am so hyped up for this new update. So if you guys are going to be enjoying it, please tell me. I love to hear what you guys think of the new update. So, with that all in mind, I hope you guys had enjoyed today's episode. So long. See you guys in the next one. Bye!